here we go. Hail and well met. I am Mr. Eager DM at your service, and my friends and I welcome you to our live stream Dungeons & Dragons broadcast presented by Lawful Stupid RPG. Tonight, we have for your viewing and listening amusement our return to Trapped by Hope, our playthrough of the module Descent into Avernus, with bigger, badder, bolder adjectives which begin with B. With us around the virtual table, we have Falkren the Cleric, Typhon the Wizard, Rim the Ranger Paladin, Silas the Paladin Fighter, Jax the Rogue, Zelmira the Monk, and Persephone the Bard. Welcome, players, and welcome to you too, viewers. My friends, it is time. I extend my hand, inviting you to step with me into fantasy. Release your hold on that which you know to be true, and let imagination rule for the next few hours. Last time, Conscript Group 14, after receiving a brief respite from hell, thanks to the strange and mysterious powers of Bernie the Barber, made a startling discovery. A seemingly inconsequential strip of cloth in their possession was revealed to be a powerful artifact, a blindfold once worn by the angel Zariel. It granted some of the party the ability to see Bernie's true form, that of a massive bronze dragon. After receiving what little aid she could bestow upon them, the adventurers boarded their newly acquired flying carpet and made their way back to the Demon Zapper. After freeing the Dao Ralzala from her compulsion to protect it, they proceeded to break the fiendish structure and free the creature within, a celestial alicorn named Mooncolor. She emerged from her prison in a greatly weakened state and needed protection from encroaching demons. With tremendous skill, the adventurers slew them all, but torrents of demonic ichor washed over them. Jax, as you are panting and recovering from this fight, you feel itching in your eyes, and your vision begins to go blurry. And then the itching turns to pain. The rest of you hear a yelp of cry, and you look at the little beady eyes in the head of Jax. You could see underneath his goggles something moving, as sort of dripping and slipping from the corners of each of his eyes. His eyeballs sort of extrude out, almost like slugs, and begin to crawl around to the other side of his head.
Oh, that's not okay. No.
What?
It's an extremely painful process, and you see as the eyeballs move, they actually are pulling the optic nerve along with them, sort of stretching it out around his head. What do you do, Jax?
Falkren, do something.
We examine this more closely, see what's causing this.
Make a Arcana check.
Sean, I believe I also had demonic ichor.
Yep, you did.
On me. Oh,
do we have any holy water?
I can't wait.
Do we have any holy water?
Just wait your turn, Samus.
We have to. I can't wait.
So, what was your roll there, Typhon?
We're gonna getting it rolled here. 21.
A 21. This is clearly a result of the demonic ichor. You've seen similar things happen to other individuals, and specifically when you were fleeing from the massive demonic worm that was devouring parts of Elturel, and Zariel slew it, and the blood cascaded over everybody. You could see they all underwent bizarre mutations. This appears to be something similar happening to Jax. And as Jax is sort of writhing in pain as this happens, you hear another gasp, and you all look over to Rim. Rim, your bottom jaw detaches from your mouth, falling onto the ground. And where it lands, the teeth turn into little tendrils, sort of lying there on the ground, and the bottom jaw begins to sort of attach itself to the surface of Avernus. The teeth grow up from it like little stalks, becoming a sort of almost anemone-like on the ground.
So I got a brand new microphone, and now I can't talk.
That's right.
You are a bastard.
So I
Go
know that we used holy water, like we mentioned, to aid in treating this before. Have we tried using like remove curse?
I do not believe anybody has.
Okay. I will turn to Falkren and say, this is an affliction of spirit manifesting in the body. This is not something that medicine can cure. Holy water, or do you have the power to remove a curse? Hello.
As you look and speak to Falkren, she can barely hold her head up. She is like, I am almost spent. I will do what I can. Oh, God, I hate this place.
You hear a voice that sort of reverberates through all of your heads telepathically as the alicorn stands, stretches, and there is a luminosity to its coat and to its wings that sort of reach out and then return and lay next to the body. And the creature looks around at each of you with sparkling blue eyes. I do not think I can convey to you the depth of my gratitude for what you have done here. This affliction, I can help. Come forward.
Rim will push Jax forward first, since his appears to be more painful.
Jax,
Falkren will then push Rim forward to make sure that...
She leans forward and touches both of you with her horn. And as she does, she casts Remove Curse, and your afflictions begin to reverse themselves slowly, but most definitely. And
Rim will bow in thanks.
I'm sure all of you, I have waited for this day for so long. There is much to discuss, but I sense your weariness, your struggle with this battle. I honor you for undertaking this quest, of which freeing me is the smallest piece. Is there anything I can do for you now?
We've suffered many wounds from the creatures that were drawn by your mighty presence. And the holy among us have spent themselves quite thoroughly. And come to think of it, though she has... she will be able to heal us. Her faith is unwavering. Yet she has been affected by something greater, more powerful and more sinister. Something of this land itself, the wretched river that cuts through this place. Would you restore her to who she used to be, to the being, the power that she earned through her own suffering?
She turns and regards you, Falkren. You are not yourself.
What is he talking about?
Will you allow me to open some doors that have been closed for you?
no, doors too, Jax. You remember that. But
Hidden doors.
Typhon, what are you talking? What is he talking? She looks to she looks to Rim. And what is he talking about?
Rim, whose jaw has not fully formed, points to the spot on his neck where you have the welt of the god of pain, the god of the nine tails god, the one who makes your healing hurt. He points to where you have that welt on your neck.
Oh, yeah. No, that, but
you also... Do you remember drinking from the river? I suppose you might not.
I don't. We went under the river. The tunnel is how we got past it.
Not at first. We crossed with the help of an oarsman. And the price was you drinking from the river. You never fully crossed the Styx that day, Falcon.
I don't remember. Why? And she looks at Moon Color and says, "Help me. I can't remember."
I will help you. And she steps forward and touches the center of your forehead with her horn. There's a bright flash as the insidious magic of the Styx is removed. And you now have regained all of your skill points. You have
memories. No longer find doors.
Your memories
Well,
return to you. Things that brought you both pain and pleasure, memories of grief for departed loved ones, laughs, jokes, an entire lifetime that had been hidden, now restored. And she looks at each of you, and go ahead, Falcon, sorry.
Falcon looks to Moon Color with tears in her eyes and says, "Thank you." And at the risk of doing that scene from The Wizard of Oz where, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there. We'll skip all that, but
What? That's a classic scene.
Oh yeah, I know, right? And so I'm not gonna
Let's do it.
I'm not gonna try to beat out Judy. Come on, what am I, mad? But she just looks around at each and every one of you with this renewed sense of hope, and there's a light that returns to her eyes that has been dimmed. So
she looks at each of you in turn with a probing, penetrating gaze, and you could hear her thoughts in your mind, asking what she can do to aid you. She comes forward and sort of the eyes narrow. And there is something there, Jax. I may be able to help, but I fear much will be lost in the helping.
What does that?
No, not money. Perhaps a discussion for another day. There's time yet. She looks at you, Zelmira.
A moment.
Yes?
Lawful Stupid RPG tech team. Could you please
fixed.
check
There we
on
go.
Jax's mic.
Sorry about that.
Gotta love that tech team.
Love it.
The unicorn looks at Zelmira, and you feel her gazing at you. She penetrates to your inmost thoughts. Not invasively, although you could probably keep her from speaking to you if you wished.
It's not so much that I don't want her to speak to me. It's just that I know that Zelmira holds her thoughts very close to she plays it close to the cuff. So I feel like there would be some resistance. But so Zelmira will return her penetrating gaze with one of her own and just, now they're just staring at each other.
She nods, says, "You too have spent far too long in this place. It has horrible effects over time. But perhaps your time here is near an end. An escape. An end to this quest." She includes everybody with this conversation. A long road and a far goal yet to reach, but perhaps the end is in sight.
That would be nice.
Does Rim have his jaw back enough to speak?
Yes.
Or
No.
just talk like this? Moon color.
Do it.
Moon color. The sword of Zariel. Do you know where it lies?
Closes her eyes. I traveled with Zariel and the Hellriders when they engaged the forces of Yinagu here in the Hells. It was there that I was captured. But I felt everything. I felt her pain. I felt her fall. But I also felt the hope that she ceded against her own downfall, and I feel it still. I can lead you to the place where Yal and Lulu erected the Citadel to guard it.
Moon color. If you felt the hope, is there still a chance we can save Zariel herself?
She looks crestfallen. Her head droops. Such a powerful force for good, stolen away. It is perhaps difficult to understand how such a thing could happen. But over the centuries of her immortal life, a seed of wrath grew and grew until it was kindled into a flame by a series of foul and fiendish events. I do not know the answer to that question, Rim.
One more selfish request, Mooncolor. Two of us are held by a power that none of us can shatter. They are under contract for their souls. What must we do?
Closes her eyes. The future and the ways of such things are not given to my kind to know. Continue. She turns and looks at Zelmira and looks at Silas. Endure. Don't fall to corruption if you can avoid it. And if you can't, then trust to your friends to bring you back. There will be a way, there always is. but I don't know the answer. And those that would extract a heavy price. Her gaze turns to Persephone. Is there a boon I can grant you? Is there anything I can do for one so valiant?
Just being in your presence is enough.
It has been long since I have had a rider. Perhaps for this final effort in your quest, we could form a partnership.
Be more honored than you could ever know.
I will not be able to go with you everywhere you travel, but I will be at your side when I can, until Elturel is saved. She sort of stands and looks off to the side, sort of vaguely in the direction of where you assume Elturel to be, and she says, "The measures that were taken to prevent its fall have ended, and now it is winched ever closer. Your time is short, but your path is clear. Rest. I will guard your sleep. And when you have finished, I will take you to the citadel wherein lies the sword of Zariel."
Don't you need to rest?
I will be fine. But you're welcome to stay up with me.
Maybe for a little while.
So, if anybody has anything they wish to do or say, as the glow from this creature continues to sort of emanate, you can sense, almost see the gloom and darkness around it, trying to push in on it. And you get the sense that if you were in any other place, this glow, this energy that she would exude would probably extend much further than this nimbus around her. But within it, you do not feel any heat, and you do not feel any oppression from hell. Those of you who saw the invisible arms and hands incorporeally reaching up from the ground to pull people down when you were wearing the blindfold, you do not feel that at all here, in the presence of Mooncolor. Silas, your divine sense registers a very strong celestial presence.
Where is the blindfold now, Dia?
I believe the last person to have it was Jax. He put it back around his flower. Does anybody have anything they wish to do or say? Any spells to cast? Any questions from Mooncolor?
Oh, go ahead,
I
Peter.
mean, I guess
First.
we'd be more comfortable with the tiny hut, even though we still have unicorn magic. Wouldn't, or what do you, or would it be worse?
You don't know.
Can she fit?
It's 10 people for a tiny hut, right?
But unlimited
9
unicorn.
creatures of medium size or smaller.
So 9 creatures of
Creatures-
medium size or smaller. So you have 7. I would say moon colored could fit, but it would be crowded.
I'm small.
She'll probably maybe come in occasionally, but she probably won't stay in.
You
the
know,
entire
Tess will want to just
rest.
sleep on top of her. Just, just fall
Well,
asleep.
I just met her, but
Rim will put a claw on Silas's shoulder. Can I talk to you?
Of course.
When you had the blindfold on, Silas, what did you see?
Truth.
Do you trust that truth?
What I saw of it. Yes.
I looked at you with that blindfold, Silas. Do you wish to know what I saw?
I'm fairly certain that you saw me, with all of my flaws.
That was an evasive answer.
I don't like to speak of the poison that taints my soul, Rim. It's unpleasant.
I saw something beyond that. Beyond the goodness of your heart, the strength of your drive. I saw a piece of your past. And it's not something I feel should be withheld from you.
Don't believe I've taken a drink from the river, Rim. I'm fully aware of my past.
You see Rim kind of squinching his eyes and trying to make a decision about something. And he'll remove the claw from your shoulder and nod. As you wish, friend. And he will walk to an end of the tent and sit down and pray. The DM is muted.
DM is muted. Who is resting and who is speaking?
Resting?
Silas is resting. All right. Typhon, you're gonna need to roll a d10 for me.
A D10?
Mm-hmm. It's 20%, so 8 or a 9. Oh, excuse me, 9 or a 0.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Well, isn't it a saving throw?
No, it's a 20% chance.
Oh, right. It's different from the one in D&D Beyond.
Right.
Can I ask the unicorn for help sleeping?
Foam, you're asleep.
Looks at you and she says, "You would have to renounce this book."
Is it an evil thing?
It is something I do not have the ability to undo.
And I will just close my eyes and try to resume or try to sleep. So what am I rolling?
A d10, or I mean, it's easiest to just do a d10 and don't roll a 9 or a 0.
9 or 10 is what I don't
Right.
want to roll, right?
Right, 9 or 10. Well, like on the d10.
Okay.
Good. You're right. You are able to get your long rest.
I would like to wait till everyone's asleep
Okay.
to go and ask.
It's never a good start.
I'm going to go and pick the unicorn's pockets. So I wanted to go and ask the unicorn a question.
That's not a pocket.
Right. So, everyone seems to be asleep. Is anybody not asleep?
Persephone is like trying to sleep, but like a kid at Christmas, like just keeps looking at the alicorn.
All right. Jax, make a stealth check.
Doesn't matter what I roll, it'll still be everyone's passive.
Good. Good point.
Minimum's 24.
Yeah. All right.
23
so,
is minimum, sorry.
You creep out, and you step up next to this large creature who's standing, looking very attentively out into the wastes of Avernus.
Are you an angel?
I am from Celestia. I'm from the region known as Bitopia. But I am not an angel.
Oh. Is that where Lulu is?
Yes.
I miss
Although
Lulu.
Part of her is still here.
She tasted like candy floss.
Did she? Did you tell her that?
Well, she knew I wanted to eat her at first, but once we become friends, I didn't want to eat her.
That's considerate of you.
I was hoping you'd be an angel. I wanted to ask a boon.
If there's something I can do for you, Jax, let me know. What I owe you and your friends can never be repaid fully.
My head's getting hurted all the time. So, I wanted to ask you if my boon could go to my friend Shura.
This pain in your head, Jax. The things done to you, they have had an effect. They give you these powers, these things you can do that help your friends, but it's at cost to you. That is where the headaches come from. And I might be able to help you with it if it's what you wish. But it would involve returning you to the creature you were before.
Would I not be intelligent then?
I would hope you'd retain some wisdom. But as for the things you have learned since the experiment, no, I do not think they would remain.
Oh. Well, once L2L's fixed, we can look at that. If it's not, though, can you look after my little Shura?
I will.
She's only a baby.
She closes her eyes and then opens them. The fighting in Elturel has grown very desperate.
She's still alive.
She is, but so scared. As are they all. The city falls, and the fiends threaten every living soul, and even those that have died. A great deal depends on what happens in the next few days, if even that.
Oh. Hopefully we don't fail then. I don't think we will.
How can we when we have an imp slayer with us?
You've heard about me then?
Of course. Of course.
Oh, good.
Sleep, Jax.
Okay. I'll go and lay back down.
Persephone, you hear a voice in your head. Come sit with me.
She immediately goes, okay.
Do you have any skill with combs, Persephone?
Holmes?
When I rode to battle in the past, I would have my mane braided to prevent it from being cumbersome during fighting. And I would have that again. If you can do it.
I want to try. I don't have any particular skill in it, but I'm not bad at it either.
It need not be pretty, just effective.
I can do that. And she...
The hair is like satin in your fingers.
And Persephone pulls out her very workaday brush from her pack and just reverently tries to braid this hair.
It's not too difficult to do. There's a great amount of it, though, so it will take some time. Why don't you go ahead and roll a dexterity check just to see?
I will. But it occurs to me that, with some help from a friend to remember, that Zelmira might be very good at that. So Persephone is going to nudge Zelmira awake and ask if she would help.
You want me to help braid her mane?
Only if you want.
Oh, yes, of course. And of course, Zelmira, I mean, she took a little bit of the trade that she learned at the Wandering Emporium with her, and so has a little bit of oil that she will put on the alicorn's mane. It's fragrant, and hopefully, who knows if the alicorn can smell it. It might be fragrant. It could smell like nothing since we can't taste anything, so I don't know.
You do notice as you're doing this that the oil smells good in the way that it hasn't since leaving Infernal Rapture.
What?
That food would taste good around Mooncolor.
Quick, where's the rat kebabs?
Yeah, who wants a rack kebab?
Now I really don't want a rat kebab.
Now's the time.
She sits, keeping watch as the two of you braid her hair. But let's go ahead and roll with advantage, Persephone. Oh, 25. See if you can do any better.
All right.
So you did a save, but even the natural 18 on the die. So the two of you, you are able to create a long bob in her braid, in her mane that is not unaesthetically pleasing, but is definitely more for the sake of battle as opposed to, oh, look how pretty. But she's very pleased.
Yay.
I have raged against my captivity. So much so that I thought that I would go the way others have gone. But this gift, this freedom, this chance to fight and see an end to this pain that has so long plagued my dear friend. I look forward to the opportunity to bring the power of friendship, of righteous cause, the glory of Celestia against our enemies.
Don't see how we could lose with you on our side.
You should place that faith in yourself and your friends. For without you, I would still be a tool of hell.
You're right. I should. I will.
Rest, friends. So, a long rest. Silas.
That sounds ominous. Does that mean no long rest? Really?
You
really want? It's Christmas.
open your eyes. You open your eyes. And almost as if simply turning a page in a book, you find yourself back where you were, it seems, months ago. A forest lies ahead. It's a path that you've been following, a path that you followed from a hill where a statue crumbled, where you carried a piece of it with you into a village that was suffering. As you walked and as you interacted with the people that you saw there, the piece of the statue, this half of the face, grew heavier and heavier, but still you were able to walk bearing it. Up ahead, there is a dark and misty forest, but it doesn't feel threatening. It feels quiet, secret, contained. But you do.
The forest is where I was headed towards before.
Correct.
I will begin walking towards that direction.
As you step into the eaves of the forest, you begin to see floating balls of light, transparent, slight blue tinge, and you see others that are more green, and some that are yellow, and some that are shade of red. They move slowly in and amongst the trees, but they don't seem to be aware of you, if indeed they have an awareness. But you do hear murmured voices. Every now and then, a soft laugh, or a snatch of something that could be a song. And with each step you take, the stone that you carry continues to weigh heavier, heavier. Make a strength check, please.
$20.
Your limbs are beginning to ache as you move the stone, this piece of masonry, from one hand to another, shifting it around. But you are able to keep walking. You step along this path into a clearing where there is a gathering of these balls of light in a rough circle. And as you stand there, the half-heard voices, murmurs, the laughing, it begins to change. You hear first one and then another sob. And the pleasant atmosphere of whatever these entities are changes from one of benign existence to one of great sorrowful weeping. And this shadowed and shaded glen grows dark. And you see looming out of the shadows massive form of some sort of creature with multi-legs. Dark, sickly power gathered in its center. And as it appears and gets larger and more present, the sounds of mourning, weeping, of loss, and of despair grow louder around you. What do you do?
This is all shadows at this point?
You definitely see something coming towards you. It is massive. It is not necessarily 100% corporeal, but it is definitely something you can see.
Okay. Pre-long rest, I still had uses of divine sight,
Mm-hmm.
divine sense.
Mhm.
I'm going to kick one of those in really quickly, burn that on my sheet, so that I can see these orbs.
Okay. The orbs do not register as anything celestial, fiendish, or undead. However, the energy emanating from this spider-like apparition that's coming towards you is most definitely fiendish. It sends out a blazing red warning light that washes over you.
This ominous figure, does it appear to be headed towards me, towards the next town?
You're in this clearing where all of these different floating balls of light and where this mourning is heard. It appears to be coming towards both you and them. You are all in one area.
I will step in front of them so that I'm between the balls of light and whatever is approaching.
Okay. You just stand in front of it?
Until I can get a better view of what's happening.
As it comes closer, you begin to make out more and more of its features. It is a huge spider-like creature with 8 enormous legs. In the middle of it is a female form with a large, elaborate headdress and 2 humanoid arms, and the body sort of dissolves into the body of this giant spider. From things that you've read and heard about, this would seem to be clearly Lawful.
I'm already under duress carrying around the head of a statue of my goddess, someone that is very much opposed to this demon queen. I'm going to take that off, given I've already had to make one strength check. I'm going to take that off my back and place it to the side of me so that it's I'm like next to it. It's looking.
So you remove the stone?
Yes.
Okay. It is on the ground beside you.
And just out of curiosity, I will be keeping an eye to see if if this creature goes after me or the orbs or the face of Vandria. Don't have a lot of options that I could do to avoid anything. I'm going to say a prayer to Vandria.
All right, you say your prayer. As you're saying it, the creature steps through you, passing right through you as if you're not even there. And it takes its position in and amongst this ring of glowing lights and just sort of settles and it spreads out. And you see a sort of glare and glower, which then begins to dissolve into a look of superior contentment as all around you, you hear the sounds of grief and woe just begin to rise in a huge torrent of agony.
Does it seems to be coming from just the air or from...
You don't see a source. If whatever this is that's making this sound, it appears to be invisible to your eyes.
I'm going to try to attack this creature with Oranian, my glaive.
All right. Make an attack roll.
That would be a paltry 11.
The apparition of Loth does not react when you come at it threateningly, does not react when you raise your blade, and as you move it through, it passes through one of the legs, and there is no effect.
Does it seem to notice me at all?
Make a perception check.
$18.
You have not seen any indication from this creature that it has noticed you, but it's clearly having an effect on whatever is making these noises, these sound of weeping and sorrow.
Could you
begin to
elaborate
see
on that?
the lights. You can see the lights around where Lawful has sort of placed herself. You could see them beginning to dim.
And this creature doesn't seem to have noticed me.
Nope.
At all.
Not that you can tell.
I've got one spell slot left, and I'm going to try something. I can see the creature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... the head of the statue that I've been carrying is my goddess, Vandria Gilmadrith, which is a sworn enemy of Loth. I'm going to place a hand on it, and at the same time, I am going to use a bonus action and addressing this apparition. Yell out to it loudly. Vandria herself commands you, turn and face me. And I will be casting Compelled Duel on a creature that I can see.
All right. As your hand makes contact with the broken part of the statue, there's a surge of power that comes from it, moves into your hand, and you feel yourself glowing brightly. And your spell manifests in a way that hasn't before. It sends a apparition very similar to Lawful that sort of emanates from you, and it shows in similar fashion a elven woman clad in armor with a long spear who presents it threateningly. And you don't hear anything, but you see this apparition of Lawful sort of recoil with its mouth open as if it's screaming, and then begin to make its way away from this clearing and out back into the forest. And the apparition stays there for a moment and then begins to fade back into you, the energy returning through your chest, through your arm, and emanating back down into the stone.
What are the orbs doing?
The orbs begin to glow, and as they do, you begin to see they're taking the forms of humanoid-shaped creatures. They're becoming more and more corporeal. But as they do, you feel as if this vision is ending. You are slipping more and more further away, almost as if you are becoming what they were as they become what you were. You see hair, you see clothing, you see individuals. They all appear to be elven. And they're all holding hands. They're all comforting one another. Heads bowed, clearly distraught, but not without hope. And
Before it fades, can I make out any of the features? Are they warriors? Are they villagers? Use elvish features?
You don't see any arms or armor. So they appear to be just elven folk. And as the vision is fading, you hear a hymn that all the voices murmur together. The grief of ages, for each lost song casts sorrow's shadow upon our circle. And ever always our hearts belong unto the care of she that ever weeps. O Lady of Grief, O steel heart strong, vouchsafe the souls of those that are not here, and grant us leave in waning dawn to mourn, protected by the shield that never sleeps. All the voices in this area say this hymn.
So it's a prayer to my goddess, correct?
Prayer to your goddess, yes. You look, you see Tel Kasir, high elves. You see Sitel Kasir, the wood elves. You see Salen Tel Kasir, the moon elves. And you see Irithir Kasir, the drow, the dark elves. All elves holding on to one another, all supporting each other, all grieving for the losses that elvenkind has suffered due to the betrayal of Lawful. And those that seek it, regardless of nation, find comfort from this hymn and from the power that you used to protect them. And the vision fades, and you move into restful sleep. After 8 hours you awaken.
Yay for 8 hours.
I haven't gotten 8 hours of sleep in a very long
Is that a
time.
confirmed long rest?
The
Oh my
parents
God.
here in the
Confirmed.
chat
I don't
are just-
remember the
are
last time I got
crying
them.
with joy. Yeah.
All right.
Consecutively.
Yay.
Sorry, was that too real, Tess?
Right. I feel sorry. Tess, please,
Profoundly.
if we could give you and Ryan a full 8 hours of sleep
I,
for
it would
Christmas.
be as magical
This is
as
why. This is why we play D&D, to have such fantasy scenarios as this play out.
I literally was thinking the same thing. I was like, at least in my fantasy life, I can sleep a full 8 hours.
The true magic of D&D.
having
And
friends as an adult,
Skyrim,
sleeping
getting
8
those
hours.
8 hours.
Now,
Oh my god.
as you awaken, the light and the power of Mooncolor has not dimmed. She is still there, but instead of looking outward, she now is looking at you all. It says, "Are you prepared?"
This will ever be.
When the last eagle flies. Mhm. Anyway, so
Okay.
what do you do? Is anybody else hearing this music? I can't believe that nobody commented on it.
Oh, I
can't
always have the
hear
music muted.
Hi, listening.
I'll turn it up.
I know, I'm gonna turn it on now.
Well, I see the title of it at least.
Anyway,
Some oboe magic
This is like
going
I
on.
was gonna say, is this like the Family Ties theme song?
Isn't
Yes, it's
that
exactly
the song
what it
that
is.
only us old folks know?
it's very
young folks
probably a
don't know
song
this
that only
song.
is. Oh, well.
Unicorn, nice pull, Sean.
Last unicorn. Good.
Anyway.
I don't know it.
Oh, Samus.
Oh.
Oh dear. Anyway,
and I
let
grew
us
up
continue,
on the cartoon.
friends.
So, has the
How
unicorn
dare you
indicated
call me now
that
when I do this? Sorry.
Alicorn, Typhon, Alicorn.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just listening. I was just listening to something called The Last
Yeah.
Unicorn, so it totally threw me off.
so
So
you just
anyway,
got sorry.
Well, actually, it's an alcorn.
does
Exactly.
does the alicorn have suggestions as to where to point us next? I believe the whole, scatter plot with Red Thread was that this creature could help point us towards the Sword of Zariel, correct?
Yes, and she
Find
has
the
indicated
Citadel?
as much based on what
Right.
Rim asked her yesterday.
And she can point us in that. I guess that's where we go. Yeah.
Then we hop on our magic carpet, get our unicorn, and our alicorn rider takes to
Not
the air, and
Persephone,
we
yeah, exactly.
do this.
I can
Yeah.
show you the underworld.
A whole new perspective of the same thing.
So, who I
Whole new
assume
hell.
that Persephone rides Mooncolor,
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yes.
and
That
Jax
definitely
and-
won't send every devil in hell careening in this direction. Just-
right.
Come.
Come and claim her.
It should be
So-
Jax riding the alicorn, and then we can have it drawn.
Okay, well, you can have like a turn, but I'm
goblin.
the
Yeah, don't even bother, JD.
Yeah.
She's strong enough to carry both Persephone and Jax if Persephone wants to share.
Absolutely, she'll share.
No,
but
man,
she-
All
that's
right. So, to the sky you take. Typhon, you send the flying carpet flying after Mooncolor with all speed, but she is clearly moving at a lesser pace than she is capable of as her massive gossamer wings reach out along either side of her body, and she begins to just coast through the air.
Rainbow in the dark.
She leads you like a shining spear of light out of this mound of foulness where the demon zapper was kept, across the plains of Avernus.
We could tie a rope to you and you could help pull if you're going to be like that.
Yeah. As the hours pass, you look down and begin to see a swampy morass of can't be water. Do you not like swampy morasses, Liz?
A swampy morass.
Yeah.
At the same time,
Look
Peter
down
and I were both
see.
like,
Okay.
That's me when I run. Yeah.
Down. It
Or
can't
walk.
be water.
Yeah, Sean,
creating-
we already
Roll out
finished
of
with the
bed.
Silas part. We finished with the Silas part. Less ask now.
Sorry. You look down and it can't be water making this marsh. It's too foul.
Voice.
As you look down, you realize that this entire area that you're flying over has been absolutely inundated with a deluge of blood. So much so that it has created a swampland. And rising up from the middle of it, not as large as the volcano of Bell's Forge, but still sizable. You see, rising up from Avernus, like some sort of organ or cancerous growth on the outside of some monstrous creature. A fleshy mass that has grown up almost as if hell itself is trying to consume and scab over what you can just make out at the very top, the spires of a beautiful citadel. From the edges of this structure, enormous chains, very similar to the ones that are pulling Elturel down, extend tightly down into the ground where they are embedded into the swamp. Mooncolor circles around and hovers, her wings flapping ever so often as she says, "This is the citadel that was raised to guard the sword, but hell consumes it. In order to enter, you will need to enter this scabrous growth, as there is no way other than the front door, and that is below the surface of this foulness. And I can detect a terrible, terrible presence inside. I believe it is to... It must be the... When Yinagu launched his attack on the mortal plane from here in the Hells, he had as his staging area a monstrous beast, foul beyond conceivability. The portal to the abyss was within its bowels, and it would vomit forth fiends. I believe it is contained within this Scab as well. It must not be released. If it is, it will consume the citadel, and the sword will be lost. I cannot enter, but I will guard your passage and see to it that you are not disturbed once you step foot inside.
Can you give us any wisdom in anticipation of this?
This is foulness beyond anything I have ever known or heard of. I would avoid the blood. It cannot be wholesome.
Understood.
If you do encounter this beast, this loathsome creature, it cannot be harmed by any weapon that you possess. Its only weakness is a direct blow to its heart. Any other questions?
So we let
friends?
it swallow the goblin.
She shudders when she hears you say that. Within the creature, there will be demons beyond counting. But, yes, only by slaying its heart from within can it be truly destroyed. Best not to let it free itself.
So the creature is consuming the citadel, and within that creature is the portal.
She shakes her head. The creature seeks to destroy the citadel, but it has been trapped by the Scab. It is a demon, and this growth is of hell. So it has trapped both the citadel and the creature.
See.
Any other questions?
So many.
Your
But
mane, your mane looks pretty, moon color.
How will we know the heart?
She looks to you and says, if you find yourself consumed by this creature, this Krokektoek, then you will find its heart.
Ah.
And the sword is in the citadel.
Erected when Yarel sacrificed herself and Lulu called down the power of heaven.
So the sword
It
is in the
is
citadel. The citadel
A
is
piece of
consumed-
Celestia here on Hell.
Hmm.
But it is will
That's
not
why the
last
very-
for many more years.
why the very
Yeah.
terrain reacts against it.
Oh, you know what that's worth.
What?
DM quick
You're going to
check.
tell us. Go ahead, Silas.
We're talking about the sword of Zariel. We've seen stained glass. We've seen visions. We've talked to people like Lulu about it. Have we actually seen or been imparted with a direct vision? Like, would we recognize this sword if we were Indiana
When-
Jones and there were several goblets? Would we know?
Didn't we see the sword in the stained glass windows?
Chosen wisely. You have seen it in some stained glass windows. The best view of it you will have had was when you entered into Lulu's memories as part of Mad Maggie's ritual, which allowed you to see the actual fall of Zariel, at which point she passed her sword to Yael, who immediately underwent a very intense transformation and escaped with the sword.
So say Z remembers.
Of course he does.
He's just posting.
Well, of course Z remembers, but part of the question was for Z's benefit as well as the other viewers. They may not have Z's memory.
That's
Few
the
people
truth.
do.
Maybe a leading question.
Keen mind
which will
IRL.
come in handy later.
Looking down upon this mass, you swear that it pulsates with almost as if it's got it's a living thing. It sort of moves and sort of expands and then contracts a bit. You're about 300 feet away from it. You can see the top of the citadel sort of peeking out the top of it, and then flesh up and around, just sort of slowly trying to join and complete a
Just
coating
consume
of it. Yeah.
Looking at the top of the citadel, DM, is there any like windows or structure? Like, is there any access points that we can see that has not yet been consumed?
You may make a perception check.
Why, I certainly will. With my newly refurbished perception.
Congratulations.
I remember. Anyway, so let's see here. Perception roll. Well, watch it be like a 1. Oh, a 22 for perception.
It's difficult to make out, but you do
Well.
see the tops of some windows, perhaps a crenellation or a battlement.
Seems as if the best approach to get into the citadel would be through the citadel itself, rather than trying to carve our way down through the grove.
But if we
Unless-
puncture it, will that only... Well, I imagine that the swarms of devils and the demons that the very scab itself is trying to break through it. If the nature of Avernus itself cannot pierce the outside, can we? Do we need to look for a door or be allowed in?
Well, perhaps.
Mooncolor looks at you and says, I have not the power to enter into the citadel through any means other than its door, of which there is only one. While the
We
outside
will not be
may
able to
seem...
teleport.
While the outside of it may seem to be like any other, it is protected by unfathomably powerful magic that protects it from the will of heaven.
Could we not teleport to the sword itself?
I believe that every other fiend and every general in Zariel's army would have done exactly that. They are
Right,
more powerful than we, and they have not been able to.
Right, but we are not devils and demons. We are the servants of good. Well,
If you think you
most
have
likely.
the means, then by all means try. But I fear it will not be successful.
well, and if anything, hell, if hell has taught us anything, resources are meant to be cherished.
That is very wise.
Hell's turning us into misers.
Humbug.
If we can get into the proximity, I may be able to locate the weapon.
Well, that's good. But the only way to get to the door, which is the only access point, is to cut down through the grove. And we were just warned not to get any blood on us.
Bakram, with your 22 perception, I will say that you did see what appears to be a hole that has already been dug into the scab.
The devil, you say? Well,
It is about, if the entire structure is 100 feet tall, the opening appears to be about 75 feet up.
friends, there appears to be a hole. A hole in the ground. Not a dirty, dank hole, but I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a
but
dirty dang hole.
swampy.
Sean, you
And
can
we're back.
No,
A
wait, come on, we already.
pustulant and hemorrhaging hole.
Oh,
It's Scabby
Spewing
too.
forth.
As you stare into the wet morass, you see a hole.
Was it the syllabification?
I feel like that'd be a good tavern name, the Wet Morass.
Oh man, that'd be fun. That sounds like a place I'd want to go.
Come on, guys, this is super serious.
I'm super serious.
You guys
descend
don't
into
take
the
my
morass.
alicorn a little more seriously. I'm gonna be real tough.
That's right.
Real
All right.
bad.
Gonna send a fireball at all you.
Do they
Anyway.
play cornhole in that tavern?
Oh my
Oh.
god.
In the swampy morass, probably.
So, about 75. There's an access
Yes.
point.
Yes.
We have an ability to get there. It just sounds so bad.
Type in.
How good's your
We
charisma?
send you a fiend into the hole.
Tell you what, guys, why don't we take a break?
I'm gonna put Zelda to bed because
Y'all should have
seen.
We're gonna take a 10-minute break here before diving into the hole
Into
in
the
the
swampy
scab
morass.
on the swampy morass. And welcome back. Hope everybody enjoyed their break. If you're just joining us, the Adventurers Concept Group 14 has finally found the location of where the Sword of Zariel was placed and hidden on Avernus. But of course, it being a item of intense celestial power, and the Citadel raised to protect it also being a place of tremendous celestial power, hell has begun to consume it with a monstrous, fleshy scab. The adventurers looking down upon it have seen that there appears to have been a tunnel carved into this scab. You can actually see blood trickling down from it, Falcron, and it's joining the swamp below. If there is an entrance point other than this one, you have not seen it.
Shall I have a look around?
How wide is that tunnel, Sean?
It looks like it starts fairly wide, about 10 or 15 feet wide, but difficult to see against the rest of the structure because of the color all being the same. But from this distance, it's hard to see if it stays that wide going all the way in.
Type in. Can you send your servant in? I wouldn't want
I
to put
can.
Jax's life at risk. Yet.
I'll summon Imp the Imp, and have
Cowers. It comes into being and it cowers away from Mooncolor, whose nostrils flare and ears go back. But she doesn't say anything.
Need you to do a little bit of scouting ahead. Invisibly, of course.
Of course, Master.
He flies away. All
I'll have a look around as well.
right, make a perception check. You're all still flying about. Well, did you get any closer, or you're still about 300 feet away?
And I'll add to that.
Are you closer, or are you still 300 feet away?
Oh, I'll
Who's
go
driving?
close. I'll go stealthy closer.
So how are you going stealthy
Well,
closer?
let's bring the carpet. I mean, let's not fly up. Let's kind of skirt
Okay.
the surface, maybe about
10 feet up.
what, 30 feet off the ground? What do we
Sure.
think? And then kind of go up the side of the hill and get within maybe 60 feet, and then we can deploy our
Going under
recon
radar.
team.
All right.
Yeah.
Mooncolor alights close to the open tunnel, and sort of there's a sort of a squishy sound as her hooves hit the surface, and she looks around nervously and says, "I will remain here and guard this in case you need to escape."
Okay.
Your imp returns to you, Typhon. Says,
It gets much, much thinner inside, Master, and then it opens up into numerous tunnels, some going up, some going across, and one going down.
whatever has made these tunnels is... It appears to have been carved, cut away.
Will all of us be able to pass?
Yes, there is disgusting presence not long after entering.
Care to elaborate?
I could not reach it. It repulsed me.
Well, that's a good sign. Wait, do we all hear this?
No.
Just kidding.
Nope, this is telepathic communication between Typhon and his familiar.
Repulsive in the celestial or demonic sense.
Celestial.
Thank you.
I have just served, Master.
You have an attitude about the way you say that, but I imagine this experience will speak wonders when promotion comes along. They will have heard my name, and you will not be lying when you speak of your own contributions to world-altering events. But if you must away to the dimension, and I will dismiss it into the pocket dimension.
Okay. Alrighty.
Shall I go first?
It refers, I will say, the imports that it gets much smaller. We will be able to get through. But the celestial forces are still at work, thankfully. Even the familiar form felt repulsed by its energies.
That's hopeful.
Jax, I am nervous about sending you
I think you should stick close
forward
to us,
alone.
Jax.
In this case, well, it may not be simply escaping the eyes that we need to do. There may be greater forces, there may be senses searching for us beyond simple sight and smell. And your
DM.
mind is very loud.
Knowing my stellar stone cutting rolls from previous games, you say that these walls were carved. Am I able to discern whether or not they were carved by instruments or whether or not they were carved by teeth?
Make a perception check.
Double the proficiency bonus?
If it's stone.
He's not.
It's not. It is not stone. So just
It's calcified scab.
Yeah, it's like bone is a kind of anyway. All right, another perception check. Oof. God, there it is. She's back, everybody, with a nat 1, and my +9 brings me to a 10.
well, no doubt if it were stone, you'd be able to determine exactly how this tunnel was carved.
Definitely not a window.
Can I
Falkren.
tell?
I think.
Falkren, don't. The scab is bound to be chaotic. This is the. Well, maybe not chaotic, but fiendish. This is the nature of Avernus itself growing up against this structure. But look at the structure itself. The dome we saw, the turrets, the minarets, and the other features. In the most beautiful architecture you could ever imagine, by dwarves, elves, gnomes, and all living creatures. If this were the basis for a grand citadel worthy of only celestials, where would the grand entrance reside?
At the door.
Most creatures
But
in
where?
Celestia can fly, correct, Mooncolor?
Many can.
So the location of the door would be down, up?
Stone cunning indeed.
The unicorn shakes her head. I am uncertain, but I will say that I know that this structure was conceived in the mind of Yal as one of protection.
Would that be a possible check? I was thinking of stone cunning when I made that talk, and that looking at the top of the structure, right, and seeing how that works, and talking about celestial construction, or just sort of fortifications in general.
Sure.
Could she make a hypothesis as to where a door might reside?
I will say that
Yeah, you know what I mean, right?
Well, no, but
with
I
the
that
top
question-
of a building and imagining where the rest of it might go.
with that question, I will allow any of you who you think might have an understanding of architecture to make a perception check.
Can we grant advantage?
If you have understanding of architecture, sure.
Would that be stone
I
cutting?
know maps.
No, it would
trade
not.
routes.
Is it not?
know
I
maps
thought
and
that
trade
would
routes,
be like the trademark stone. Okay, that's fine.
Stone cutting will not help determine where a door on a celestially manifested citadel will be. However,
okay.
That would take a wing and a prayer.
It defies realism. You're going to have to find your own portal, Typhon.
So we're going down the hole then.
Well, we're already in it.
no, you're not.
I thought we were.
That's how perceptive you are,
Not yet.
Falcon.
You're just on the outside. Nobody's said they've gone in yet.
Nobody's gone in
Oh, I
yet.
thought Mooncolor had already perched herself inside the hole.
She's right on the outside of it,
All right.
sort of pawing nervously.
We go in.
All right.
Can I go first?
Go.
She goes. to
Jax
each one
goes
of you
first.
and sort of
Let's
rubs
stay
up
close.
against each one of you in turn, lingering with Zelmira and Persephone. Be careful. I dare not enter. Though I wish I could. But the years of being trapped, it is too much. But if you are in need, call for me, and I will attempt to come. She says that
Hoping
to
is
both
never a trap.
Zelmira and Persephone. So,
We're all blessed now, right?
Unmuted. I will telepathically link with her.
Okay.
And 3 others. Falcon, Persephone, and Rim.
The I do apologize. Indeed, there was a slight oversight as the alicorn does turn to Falcon, the other female in the group, and gives a respectful nod both to yourself and to the god that you represent.
No, she's sexist.
Blessings of the Broken One upon you, Mooncolor. I am very grateful for your aid in the fights to come.
I have wanted to hear those words for many years.
I believe.
So, friends.
I believe you have made Persephone's life at this point.
So this is an odd map.
Oh, good.
In
Something
many,
different.
in many ways, it is more for reference at this stage than for a determination of where you actually are.
Right.
If you look at both the top left and the top right corners, you'll see that they are both revealed, and that is because this entire structure is roughly conicular or circular. So, like a Pac-Man game, if you come to the edge of this rectangular map and go off the edge, you appear on the other side. Is that clear?
Think you
Where are the
like
power
we
pellets?
take a piece of paper and wrap it into a into a cone. Yeah,
Exactly.
gotcha.
On this map, each square is 10 feet by 10 feet. And we're using the little green ampersand for you to tell me where it is that you are going. And I will describe what you encounter in each of these rooms. And if encounters do occur, we will go to other maps, which will be more useful. Make sense?
Partially. Is this a floor of this thing that
This
we're
is
in?
a
Is this
side. Imagine a side view. So you're looking at, like, as if you were looking at an anthill, not an ant farm. As if you were looking at an ant farm.
Got it. So as if like someone has just carved away the layers of the earth.
Exactly.
And we're staring at the side of it.
So if we go
So-
a square down, that would be like in the
Yeah,
same
but you are
glass
descending.
cutaway.
You are descending. So this very large, tall tunnel and hole comes into a chamber, which then has another hole that goes down but steeper. The walls are slick and fleshy, and everywhere you step there is a squelching sound. As you look down and see that this floor is covered with congealed flesh, along with the walls and the ceiling. It is utterly dark. Those of you with dark vision, you have the ability to see dimly, but that does not help very much.
I will step down and start leading forward.
So
Make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, you say?
Everybody?
Jack stepped out. We'll see.
27.
Yeah. Jax, as you step onto the ground here, you begin to slide down this hole at a steep angle, but you're able to keep your balance and you reach the bottom and land with a squishy sound.
Jax, are you okay?
Best day ever!
He's okay. Yeah. So, do we trust the goblin and just slide down the hole?
It's very
We
slippery.
can't leave him alone. I go charging after.
Alrighty. Make an acrobatics check, please, Silas.
I hear Silas coming.
Athletics?
Acrobatics.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh!
Nice.
I gotta remember it's Falcon we need to worry
Slide
about.
out into space and land with a perfect superhero pose.
Rim will toss.
Ran
Can I
in
do the
out of
Black
the
Widow
sound.
hair flip?
Absolutely.
Rim will toss a rope down, brace himself at the top, and gesture for everyone else to follow, descending with the rope.
Falcon looks very thankfully at Rim.
He nods knowingly.
Falcon will start to climb down.
You've been watching me, haven't you, Silas?
If you take
to me.
if you use the rope, then you do not have to make a check. If anybody is not going to use a rope, say it now.
I will have to do the
I'm gonna
acrobatics
rope
check
it.
myself.
Go on, Zelmira. Just fucking monk it down that thing.
She's gonna ping pong down like she's drunker than last Saturday night. Boing, 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 boing.
My mouth is full of food, but I'm gonna
How
monk it
did
down.
you know?
Alrighty.
Legendary.
Brim, make an acrobatics check, and Zelmira, make an acrobatics check.
No, just use the rope. What did I roll?
20. Nice.
20.
30.
Rim,
I
you are able to.
want to see. I want to see Zelmira's
There's no way.
roll.
There's
Natural
no
one.
way.
Yeah, come on, you
I
got
want
it,
to see
Zelmira.
it. Where's that roll?
It's gotta be a natural one.
I think she rolled a 5.
13.
No way. What?
What?
I'm
You don't
looking-
use the rope,
It
you
didn't-
slide down?
It didn't come through the. It did. No.
yeah,
she uses
it
the rope.
just. Yeah, I use the rope.
It's up to you, is it, Liz? What
I
does
rolled a
Zelmira
5.
do?
Well, no, a 5 plus your.
Yeah.
No, that was her total.
No, that's sadly.
The ground is
that's it.
soft at the bottom. If you face plant, it's okay.
All right. So,
Roll 5.
as you slide down, the very last bit, there is a bit of bone or something hard that catches your foot, and you flip and fall. The ground is relatively soft, but you still end up taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you land hard. Rim, you
Can't
manage
monks
to
like
slide down.
not get hurt when they fall?
Oh, Zelmira's below
I have
100 hit
feather
points.
fall,
Oh, ho, ho.
but
No,
I mean-
no, you don't even have feather fall. You actually have like slow fall. You can literally like fall a certain amount of percentage and then you just negate whatever damage you take.
oh, that's so funny. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right. So you do exactly that. As you feel
So
yourself losing your
many
balance, you
monkey
reach
ways.
out. You reach out your hand and grasp a hold of the flesh and sort of
Oh, gross.
slide down and land along with everyone
rips.
else, all safe and sound. As you get to the bottom of this first chamber, you look ahead. You can see a faint glow coming from the head.
Yeah, just for future notice, Zelmira.
Can
you
Jax see what it is?
You can all see the glow. It's up to you what you do.
Shall I have a
Let's
little
walk.
sneaky peek?
In there,
Oh, wow.
Sneaky Pete.
I'll
this-
have a sneaky peek.
It's worth asking. If we're going to be using Jax as a forward scout, I could empower him to be able to see better. But it is a very powerful ability. And it will be the only time I can do so. It will only be for an hour.
I
Do we
love
think this is
powerful
worth it?
abilities. I do.
Well, if we do this, I request that we make haste through this place. so
I
that
would
we can get
suggest
the best
that
use
at
of
this
it.
point, it is a straight line. There is very little point in doing anything other than moving forward rapidly.
Indeed.
So let
Then
us.
Jax,
I'll go
keep
forward.
an eye out. And come here. And I take a little pouch from my pocket and dip my thumb into it. Come closer and hold your eyes open.
Have you got the gold, Jamie? I'll go closer.
Something like that. And I will take a hand, I will put it on your head and open your eyelids so you can't blink with one. And I will take my thumb and smear this greenish ointment over the top of your eyes. It'll sting for a moment, and I take both eyes, yank them open, and wipe this sort of cream over the top of them. And as the tears come, you see each tear, as you blink through it, suddenly everything becomes much clearer. And you have true sight. You automatically notice secret doors and can see into the ethereal plane within 120 feet.
Indeed.
Bam. What did you do?
True seeing. You're seeing things as they are. Now go quickly and lead us through this foul place.
Okay.
So,
Did I
as you
mention
look
earlier
around,
that I might be able to find it? Oh, no.
I know you have been given a gift of sight, but the ability to see clearly is entirely dependent upon one's ability to process that information. Jack seems to have a remarkable capability to
I think he just called me dumb.
relate relevant information.
I'm intelligent.
So as you look around,
offense,
Jax, you can
Cyrus.
see spiritual creatures that their faces are contorted in rage and hatred, sort of reaching out and sort of writhing and undulating across the flesh of the walls and the floor and the ceiling. But You have true sight. What do you do?
I lead forward.
All right. You step forward into the next area, which opens up into a very large chamber, and you begin to see the source of this light. It actually appears to be an enormous window. Reminds you of some of the stained glass that you saw in the cathedral in El Terrell. But there is a luminous quality of this one, and it has as its art a beautiful celestial image of an angel holding an elaborate sword. And there's a blindfold across the angel's eyes, and floating nearby is a familiar form.
Hello.
The flesh around this area has been cut and carved away, exposing this window, part of the Citadel that has been uncovered, but that is all you can see of it.
There's no writing or anything on the edge.
Do you go up with Jax?
Yeah. Yes, I
Okay.
will.
So you head up to where Jax is gone. Make a perception check.
Rim. Is that blindfold like the one in my pocket?
It is. Yes. You can see like I saw.
Ah,
Is that what it did, Rim?
I believe so.
Then one of you should be wearing it.
I could just eat the flower, it's fine.
I will actually take the flower, I will turn it upside down, and I will press it in my journal.
Oh,
I will save it that way.
All right. Takes you a moment, but you have
I will-
removed the flower.
I will also put on the blindfold.
All right. You instantly attune to it. Make sure you mark it in your attuned items.
Now,
You
if
have all of the-
Rim and Jax are connected psychically and they both have these things going on,
That's
would they
actually
be able
true.
to
You
share
should
their
wear it,
senses?
Silas.
I was looking for stacking bonus, not separation bonus.
Oh. What is the name of the artifact, Sean? I'm sorry.
It is called Gadoo-gadoo-gadoo.
Gadoo-gadoo.
How do
Gadoo-gadoo.
you spell Gadoo-gadoo?
What did I name this sucker?
Z's made a
It's the
good
mantle of
suggestion for you.
Gadoo-gadoo, not to be
Samus.
confused with Badonkadonk. That was outside this place.
That was earlier.
Z made a good suggestion for you, Samus.
The
Ooh,
gaze of
your
the
filthy
vigilant.
mouth- No. Better suggestion.
So eventually, you all join Jax and Rim here at the foot of this very large mirror. It's about 20 feet tall and about 10 feet wide.
Can I?
Not mirror, window, excuse me.
The perception roll was a 14. Do I see
Oh,
any
I got to make a perception roll, sorry.
writing on it?
You do not?
Did you want a perception roll from me as well, yeah?
Depends. What are you looking for? Or what are you looking at?
At the window.
All right. You can roll. There doesn't appear to be any marking on it other than the beautiful colors and the imagery that I have shown. The one thing that is remarkable about it is that it is absolutely pristine. There is not a scratch on it.
And is there any other directions we can go?
Indeed. As you come into this room, the light from it does illumine 3 other exits. One goes down, large pit. On the other side of this pit, there is a continuation of the tunnel you're on that goes across and appears to be heading in a downward direction. And then there is a tunnel that looks like it has been carved into the ceiling and is continuing at a more elevated position.
Before we leave, Sean, can I investigate the sides of the mirror to see if there's anything specific in it or around it that is preventing it from being consumed?
Make an investigation check.
13.
As you go along investigating it, you're compelled to touch the window. And as you do, you feel a wave of positive energy, celestial power just sort of wash over you, and you receive 10 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Mechanics question, DM.
Yes.
The map that we're seeing, it seems to be opening up, but the ampersand has remained still.
Yeah, I will go ahead and move you to where I assume you are. This is right here about is where the the window is.
What happened, Rim?
I'm chewing on celestial energy.
Sorry.
He's got his Thai food. I lean over the edge and look down.
All right. I'm hearing from the same people over and over again, so let's check in with everybody else. Is there anything that anybody else wants to do at this moment? Does anybody have an opinion about which way we should go?
I just got back from Zelda, and Ryan just went to take my place, so I'm a little lost, which is why I'm quiet. So
Quick recap. You've entered into the Scabrous mass. Mooncolor has stayed behind to guard your escape if you need to. She has very, very wary about going inside, but she is willing to come to your aid if you call her. And you are now at the foot of a celestial window that appears to be part of the actual citadel that has been uncovered by whatever made its way into here. And you are looking at 3 exits from this chamber. One goes down, one goes across, and one goes up.
I encourage others to touch the window to see if they can gain the same strength that I found from it.
Okay.
All right, I'll touch it.
All right, as you touch it, there is the same feeling of warmth and light that cascades over you. You gain 10 temporary hit points, Persephone.
I'm going to touch it too.
You also get 10 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
Typhon, actually, ooh. Typhon, nothing happens when you touch it.
Okay.
I try touching it.
Nothing happens when you touch it.
I look at the rest of the group and say,
Why are we touching the mirror?
Let me see here.
Why are we
You gonna
touching
touch
it?
it, Sander?
What do you say, Typhon?
I look around and I kind of see the way Rim reacted, and did Silas touch it, or was it Persephone?
Persephone touched it. I don't think Silas.
I kind of
has
look
touched
and I say, Silas, you should touch this mirror. It is empowered.
Empowered with what, Typhon?
Something good.
Goodness, I can only assume.
I reach out and touch it.
You receive 10 temporary hit points, as do you, Zelmira.
Yeah.
We should move on from this place quickly, though.
Oh, yes,
We need to
I
find
assume that
it.
Falkern would do it as well, even though...
Yes,
Ryan
Falkern
is-
would no doubt do it.
The door is our objective, and we must be focused on it. This is a small boon, but we cannot let it be a distraction. We need to find the door immediately. Down, I would suggest.
Run in.
Look down.
Boom,
All right,
boom,
make a perception
boom,
check.
boom, boom.
Do I get advantage with true sight, or is it just normal?
No.
29.
Does true seeing allow you to see in the dark, or does it just allow you to see things, see through illusions? And I don't believe it does.
Let
Correct.
me read this spell.
I just read it.
Has true sight, notices secret doors and can see. So
True seeing, the spell,
Yes.
says nothing about light
Yeah,
sources.
This is a perception check at disadvantage, then, Jane.
Ooh, disadvantage. Okay.
Ronian is issuing.
So here's the thing. True sight can see in normal and magical darkness. So yeah,
I missed that part. Okay.
Yep.
In that
See
case,
invisible
then-
creatures and objects, automatically detect illusions, and automatically succeeds on saving throws. So
I see.
perceive original forms. Blah blah blah.
It's set aside from the spell. It's under the description of true sight.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. In that case, then not a disadvantage. Jax, looking down, you can see that the chamber does continue downwards steeply. You can see what appears to be another tunnel that goes to the right there, and also it continues on that way.
I will.
So the ampersand is now.
The ampersand is where it is. That is where Jax is leaning over the edge and seeing what is below.
I will.
Is that a drop?
It is.
Yeah. I will drop down and skip off one ledge to the other and land around here and have a look on both sides.
This is a significant drop. So just jumping is going to cause damage.
Can I?
We still have the carpet.
Yeah, it looks pretty wide here. Can the carpet take us down?
Yes, it can.
Oh,
That's why
let's
I
hop
asked
on the
if we still had
carpet
it.
then. And well done.
Yeah.
Good idea.
On the carpet.
The only
as you step onto it, it struggles underneath the weight of all of you, so it cannot move very far, and it would have a little bit of trouble crossing this gap, but it does allow you to go down at a slower pace. Down you go to here, and to there, I assume.
Yes.
Can we take a quick look, sort of left and right, and then
Sure.
continue?
That goes there, and that goes there.
Shall I go and have a look to the left first?
I'm going to offer an assumption here, and you all are welcome to agree or disagree, but I feel as if infernal creatures were to find a door, which, if they've honeycombed this place as thoroughly as they have, I would imagine they have, that the larger pathways would lead to such a place. I'm sure they've tried to break in order to defile this celestial place. I think we should follow the larger pathways as long as we can while we have true sight and while we can fit a flying vehicle through them. Explore these larger pathways, and only until we are left with walking and squeezing ourselves without aid through smaller places should we resort to that.
So we shouldn't just hack our way through this thing.
I think not, especially since we're supposed to avoid the blood. As long as we can fly, let's avoid squeezing.
So back up then.
It's logical to me.
No, down and to the left.
Well, the largest one's up the top.
Fine. Then back up and over.
Jax has got a big brain.
All right. Very slowly, the carpet flies back to the top where you were to here. Looking down here, you see that indeed, after about 30 or 40 feet, it does get extremely narrow to the point that it will be too narrow for the carpet to go through. You'll have to go on foot.
Back down.
Okay.
To the left.
Back down to the left.
Everything you got in a box to the left.
As you come down to the left, you could see that the chamber ahead seems to be filled with disgusting, putrid, and somewhat viscous, bloody fluid.
so we can fly over it and go to the left
Maybe.
and cut to the other side of the map?
Maybe you can fly over it. As you fly with Rim on, especially maneuvering it through these passages, there is room, but there's always a chance that you might fall into the blood.
Well, let's keep as high as we can then and move carefully and steadily. And perhaps we all grab a bit of rope and so that if one of us falls, we can be easily caught and hoisted back onto the carpet. Can you fashion something like this, Rim, quickly?
I do.
Sure, make a survival check, please, Rim.
All right.
DM, how long does the expanse of the liquid pool seem to be?
Many.
I can assist with survival for advantage,
Sorry.
Rolled before you said it, unfortunately.
but I didn't see the results, and he didn't announce the results, so roll again.
It's up to Sean.
A 14 is enough to accomplish what it is you wish to accomplish. Doesn't happen lickety split, but then again, doesn't take that long either. It looks like the blood extends for a area of 50 feet. And as you move out onto the water, those of you with true sight, you can see spectral figures, their faces just writhing in agony and rage, their limbs elongated with long claws that seem to dissipate into smoky nothingness, reaching up out of the blood and reaching through the rug, trying to grab at you. Your companions seem to be unaware that these things are even happening, but as the carpet goes out over the blood, Typhon, you feel it resisting your efforts, your will to move it up into the air, as if something is weighing it down, trying to draw it into the blood. Make an Arcana check, or actually a caster check.
Ooh, okay. 16.
16. With a focusing of your will, you keep the carpet from going into the blood, but you're not able to rise it higher. So at a distance of about 2 feet, you skim across the blood, the bottom of this chamber. As you come to the middle of it, the light from Silas's blade illumines the chamber, and you can see that it rises up 60, 70 feet into the air. Let's see here. Bring you on to the other side. After you reach the other side of the pool of blood, you can see that this chamber continues on ahead.
And continue and go up and around.
As you come to this point, as you've flown through this area and looked around now for a while, those of you who are more perceptive have noticed that there is definitely signs of tool marks on the walls of this material, as if clawed or cut away. And you can see every now and then chunks of fleshy substance just sort of in piles various places, as people have just, or creatures have cut their way into this substance. But as you get to this point, there's a change. You don't see any of these piles of flesh anymore, and the tools don't seem to be as even. The passage narrows in front of you. The tool marks, I should say, don't appear to be as even. The passage narrows in front of you. You get to that point right there, and you can no longer travel by carpet. You must dismount and travel single file.
I will head off first.
At this point, we've exhausted our options. We should go.
Let's go. I follow behind Jax quickly.
Alrighty. What is the order?
I will
It's
be
Jackson
first.
and Silas.
Jax and Silas, and then who else?
I think Rim is Rim wearing a true sight.
I am, so I
Blindfold?
should bring up. I think I might bring up the rear if.
Well,
Jax
that
is
makes
going
sense. That's a
first.
good idea. I would like to be in the middle, please. Everyone, protect me, thank you.
Okay. And let's see, Falkren and Persephone and Zelmira.
Falkren will be just after Silas. As Silas goes by, she will touch him and activate the ward.
Okay.
Delmira will kind of hang back towards the back of the line.
Okay.
The ward of what?
A warding bond.
Warding bond. Not the ward of Bruce Wayne. Got it.
Yeah, the ward of Bruce Wayne. You are now.
The Ward of Bond.
You are now a dick. Grayson. No.
So, coming into this room, following behind Jax. Jax, you're the first one to see it, but those of you who are close behind can see it also. This chamber is, again, about 40 to 50 feet tall. And in the far back of it is another one of these large pools of blood. There appears to be a sort of semicircular ring around the outskirts of it. And in the middle of it are two enormous creatures that look like spiky versions of some sort of toad or amphibious creature. They have humongous mouths and clawed fists, and they are tearing at each other and at the corpse of something that is floating in the blood. But as you make your way in, and the light from Silas's staff shines upon them, they stop and look towards you all, their mouths opening hugely as they forget their combat with each other and launch themselves at you. So, first let me reveal what all that looks like. As I said, this is simply a representation of where you are on the map. But, excuse me, this is the battle. Go ahead and put yourselves here.
No. Those are what I think.
Did
they
you
are.
ping from the top, Ryan? I'm sorry.
I did. Pinged on the top.
And this is where marching order will matter.
Indeed. Put yourselves in the order. Let me get some initiative going up here as we will have some combat.
here.
Hey, what do we got going on over here?
All right, I see Silas, I see Rim, I see Zelmira, I see Jax, I see Falkren. Persephone, are you here to roll?
She is currently dealing with baby.
Dealing with baby.
Persephone is going to guard the rear.
Yes.
No, I'll roll. I can roll for her. Let's see here. I need to get her on the board. 1 moment, please. Persephone on the board. Right there. Is that where he said she was?
Yeah, she was with Selmira and myself, so sort of in the middle.
Would any of us know what these creatures are?
I will allow you to make a religion or nature check, all of you.
I will make a religion check.
As will I.
I will let them.
Okay.
Jax doesn't know.
I got rid of the
25.
natural one.
Typhon has rolled a 25. Typhon, these are clearly some sort of demonic creature. You look at them and you think, at first they could be slods, which is a whole other you once read a book that chilled your skin and also made you wonder at the remarkable nature of creatures from other fiends, but these do not appear to be slod. They appear to be demons, and like other demons, they have incorporated elements of beast and humanoid into their being. They look enormous, brutish. You think they're called Hezru.
Gotcha.
If it chilled his skin, he wouldn't like that at all.
I have-
He's cold-blooded.
The DM, just so you know, and apologies for the late notice, but I've DM'd you a token for a summon.
Oh, interesting.
It's cute.
Is it me?
You're not cute.
Thank you.
You're adorable.
Handsome.
Because I think I'm first on the initiative, so...
You are, yeah. Okay, just give me a moment, please.
No worries. So,
My goodness,
up here,
all the
as
viewers out
combat
there.
has been declared, I kind of look and peek forward over the edge, and sort of in the clear space below me, you see Typhon pull out a small vial, something that you've seen before, something that a flame skull brought to him when you were last at Mahadi's Emporium. It looks to be a pickled tentacle or something in a jar. And he brings it close to his face and whispers something through the glass, and you see this tentacle start to wriggle quickly and whisper and sort of almost vibrate. The water inside boils, and he brings it to his ear. And then, whispering sibilant words, he creates a warp in reality down below him near the battle, and slipping through it is a cute little small beholder. It's got all the tentacles and little eye stalks. And
what is the
big
size?
Old eye. It's I think it's just
Holding
a medium.
bees, though?
It's a medium. Let me just double check. It's a medium aberration.
Medium-sized creature. All right, and where do you want it? I'm gonna ping where you cast it. It does not appear to me that you have line of sight to that spot, so you'll need to move.
Can I squeeze into here and do so?
Yeah, you can squeeze from Persephone's spot. That's fine. And so it appears. Boop.
Cool. And then it is from there. That's my action. I'm going to order it to make some attacks against the upper Hezru. Wait, sorry. Are we back to top? Are we back to top down?
Back to top down. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. How much ceiling clearance do we have here?
About 30 or 40 feet.
Okay, so it will be at the ceiling.
Okay.
In that case, I have a 60-foot range or 90-foot range on the spell. So I'm going to order it to make 2 attacks against this thing here.
Okay.
Uses my attack to hit. So I have a 30 and a 23 to hit.
Both of those hit. Goodness.
Okay.
30.
And yeah, I think that's a natural 19. Yeah. Okay. In that case, we will do 2. It's not really a good way to do this. 11 plus, so 17 plus 8. 25 points of psychic damage.
28 points of psychic damage. Got it.
For the
and
2
that was
hits.
on
And
the
then
closer one?
Yeah, and then it will kind of float back towards the upper tunnel, unless it has to go down. My idea is it wants to stay floating towards the ceiling. So if going down towards the allies makes it clump up, I won't do that. I don't know if there's like a little hole that opens up into a big tall room, or if
So yeah, the ceiling is it has clearance to go up. It can go up without it can get out of the way.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. It wants to hover out of the way as much as it can.
Got it. So it is. So I'm going to leave it in that spot, but everybody keep in mind that it is up, you are able to get underneath it with no troubles.
Okay, yep, that's me done.
All right, that's going to bring us to Delmira.
Okay, so are we aware of is that like a beholder?
It's a little can you blow it? It looks so cute, Sean.
It's a
Can
little
you show what
baby
it looks
beholder.
like? It is. Look at it.
Oh, what's his name?
I have one of like the Funko Pop beholder figures, and I love it so much.
I will say, Silas, you are cuter than it.
Aw, that's so nice. So
His
I'm
name is
gonna.
Puke.
So moving through the same square,
Just looking at his face.
as my comrades, that's like difficult terrain, or it takes like twice the amount of movement, correct?
Yes, going through your comrade.
So 10,
Technically,
20.
she can run up along walls.
Oh my gosh.
Because she's badass monkey. Like
I'm gonna
that.
do that. So
Monk.
weird. I'm gonna do that.
monkey.
And so I'm gonna do that.
You can do that for at least 50 feet. So you
Dope. I'm gonna do it till like just right here, because I'm not. Well, I'll leave some space for people. I'll do it till there.
Okay.
And then I am going to try something new that I just unlocked recently.
Yes.
Fist of Unbroken Air. So, as an action, I can spend 2 key points, and a chosen creature within 30 feet must make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
And the DC is 16.
Strength saving throw.
I'm gonna hit this guy.
Damn it, Silas.
I have rolled an 18 on my strength save.
Aw, beans!
So sorry.
Okay, so hold on failure, but it still takes some damage.
All right,
so
roll that damage.
It takes 3d10 bludgeoning damage and an extra 1d10 for each key point I spend. So I'm going to spend an extra key point
Okay.
and roll 3d10 for that damage.
And that's on a failure?
Yeah, it's on a failure. It's only 13 points of damage though.
No, that was. You said you wanted to roll 3 and an extra, right?
Oh no, it's 2d, and then the extra is the 3.
Yeah. So what damage did you roll?
13.
13. Got it.
Yeah. Let me see. That doesn't count as like an attack action, right?
No, it does.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh my god, how fun!
to.
And so I'm gonna hit it again. But I gotta get it closer, right?
No, wait a minute. You get multiple attacks if you take the attack action. I don't think this ability you just did counts as the attack action.
Oh, I thought you said it did. Okay, well then
I mean, it depends. I mean, it depends on what you're doing here.
So it's not actually listed in your spells.
Yeah, it's not listed in my spells. It's under.
What ability is this?
It's a Fist of Unbroken Air.
Fist of Unbroken Air.
It is an action.
It is, yeah.
That
It's
is
an
an
attack action. Yeah.
That takes an action, but it's not an
Action
attack.
versus attack, 2 separate
Yeah,
things.
It's a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is that a yes or a no? I'm confused. Now I'm confused.
No.
Too many cooks. Too many cooks.
So hold up. So
Anyone else know that? No, just me.
So one, Liz,
I know it,
you're
yeah.
on a failure.
That's why I stopped talking.
So it says on a failure, it takes 3d10 bludgeoning damage plus 1 extra d10 bludgeoning damage for each additional key point you spend.
Oh, so I get one more D10.
You do what? You get 1 more d10.
Dope.
Is it still sad?
It was a natural 1.
Oh my god!
She rolled of the 4d10. She got a 1,
14.
and a 2.
That
Yeah,
happens.
and a 10. Yep, there it is.
Shit.
And so since I can do up to 50 feet along the wall, but I only chose to go that far, is that my movement expended?
You would still have a little bit more movement to use if you wanted. And I will say now, looking at all of your abilities you get as a elemental monk. All of those special abilities, they take one action, which means you cannot, if you want to use your multi-attack with your fists or your feet, you have to say, I attack with my fists or feet. You're using that. These all take an action to do. So,
Okay.
Like a spell.
yeah,
Okay, so that means I cannot then do flurry of blows.
correct.
I
So
see.
you have more than enough movement to get closer if you wish.
There's no reason to do that if I can't hit it with my fists or my feet, so I'm just gonna chill.
Okay.
The shadow
Okay.
of the cute beholderkin.
It's
All right,
so
I'm gonna move him. I'm
cool.
gonna move him right there, just so I don't lose track of Zelmira.
Fluffy little
Silas.
beholder. Thanks, guys.
Is worried.
I am going to rush forward to there, which is only 15 feet. Then I'm going to hold an action to attack with Iranian if anything comes within range of it, which is extended.
Got it. Rim.
Sorry about that. I'm still figuring out this new computer and all the buttons. I will leap forward to when I have line of sight just behind Falcon.
Okay.
And I will take my 3 shots at the one to the south.
Very well.
Gloom stalking.
15.
15 does not hit. It bounces off its armor. Or not armor, it bounces off its thick hide.
Dagnabbit. Oh, and then I will cast Hunter's Mark on it, which I should have done the first time, but for second
On
attack.
the one that's further
On
away.
the one that, yes. Jeez. This is what happens when you leave your dice at home.
I'm
I
afraid
rolled
that a 12 also bounces off of its armor, and it looks at you, and its tongue comes out and sort of slurps around its face. 17,
times
however,
the charm.
does pierce its armor.
Okay, and that gives me a bonus d6 and a bonus d8, so a total of 22 points of non-magical damage. I assume
Got it.
Probably matters. And then I will retreat back to get out of people's way. And that's
Okay. Well, that's going to bring us to Falkren.
Lovely. Falkren is going to move forward, trying to and bring her bring her spell guard shield up in front of Jax. So that's 5, 10, 15 right there. Boop. And then she's gonna go ahead and toll the dead on this
Alrighty.
fellow because he's already taken damage. Yes.
He has. They both have already taken damage. I have a 21 on the save.
Ah, you saucy monks. All right then. That is.
How about monks?
Yeah. Right. All right. Yeah. No. That's it. Oh, that's all I got then.
All right. Okay. Moving on to Jax.
Because it's dark in here, isn't it? Can I hide where I am?
I do not believe you have the ability to hide in plain sight. It is
I think you should try to hide on top of the beholder.
dimly lit thanks to Silas's light. So
Yeah.
Technically, I'm standing in front of him with a
So-
shield.
I can move back and hide though, yeah?
yeah, once you break line of sight, you could hide. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I will move back and then hide. With a stealth.
5, 10, 15. Okay.
Stealth for 23. Is that hidden?
Yeah, you feel pretty hidden.
I'll move forward and fire at the north one.
Alrighty.
And if I am hidden, if I'm not, then let me know.
Some interesting rules about coming out of hiding to attack, and does that maintain stealth?
Well, if you, oh wait a minute, that's right. In order to get stealth on your attack, you have to begin your turn hidden. That is right. So you could attack and then go back and hide using cunning action, Jade, but you can't get sneak attack on this attack.
Well, technically, he hidden is when he's broken line of sight. Yes.
You do not provide breaking line of sight, Falkren.
No, I moved back though, didn't I?
But you have to begin your turn hidden in order to get sneak attack.
Oh, okay. 28 to hit.
28 is a hit.
But 12 psychic damage.
12 psychic damage.
And then I will move back and hide.
All right. You move back, use cunning action to hide. You are hidden. We'll use that same stealth check from before. It is now their turn. They come sloshing forward. This one gets to there, Silas, triggering your held action. This one gets to there and comes around behind to attack Zelmira. So you have a choice as to which one you want to attack.
The first one that came up.
Okay. 21 glances off its very thick hide. 15 glances off its very thick hide, but the 21 does hit.
$10 points. Magic.
All right.
Slashing.
Actually,
Do I get 3 attacks yet?
I don't know.
Why, did we level or something?
I don't think you get 3 attacks at level 11. So that is your 2 attacks. Anything else, Silas?
I was holding, so I cannot do anything else.
That's right. All right. It is now their turn. The one that you attacked blasts past your attack and tries to bite you and then claw you twice. I hit AC 14.
Miss.
20.
20 is just barely a hit, even with Falkren's assistance.
All right. 13 points of slashing. And the last claw is a 13, which misses. Also, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, wait, no. Hold that up. Never mind. Wait until later for that. That is it done.
Ignore that roll.
Fair enough. Ignore that roll.
You said roll. I rolled.
I did. Yeah. We'll roll again in the proper time. This Hezru comes up and attacks Zelmira with a bite, hitting AC 9, which I believe is a miss. And then natural 1 with one claw and an 18 with the other. I think the 18 hits. 13 points of slashing damage.
Goody.
And that is them done. Persephone.
So I could have just done steady
All
aim.
right.
I'm an idiot.
I'm gonna move. Hello? Why can't I move? Oh, because I'm measuring things. So I think I can get to this guy with my normal amount of movement. Do you agree?
So let's see. If you went around Jax, 5, 10, 15, 20, going in between Zelmira and Falkren to right in front of Falkren, yeah, you get there, no problem.
Cool.
Nimbly and deftly leaping forward.
Yes, I'm very in tune with my unicorn self. All right, I'm just gonna attack this baddie with my rapier. Oops. 24 to hit.
24 is a hit.
The sad 7 piercing damage. I'm gonna hit
7
again.
piercing damage, okay.
Magical piercing. 20 to hit.
That is also a hit.
11 magical piercing, and here comes Needle with only a 10 to hit.
Got it. The 10 does not hit.
Correct. Yeah, so I'm done.
Alrighty. That's going to bring us to Typhon.
Okay.
I hope Typhon said that, not Peter.
Yes, Typhon.
Suddenly,
will walk
Typhon's
around
from the
corner.
Midwest.
Guys.
Okay.
Well, watch those Vikes take an awful loss the other day to the Lions. Talk to my parents
that's
too
a
much. and I
snake
got this,
right
so.
there. They're venomous, not poisonous, but venomous.
It's true. I will cast a Toll the Dead cantrip on this one that is mostly surrounded and have the thing, my cute beholderkin, repeat its attack.
All right. We'll make a wisdom save against your Toll the Dead. It is rolled in 19.
Oh, that's me to beat. Unfortunately.
Alrighty. And then the
I
beholderkin.
will summon or do these 2 attacks at 20 and 26.
Both of them hit.
So same deal here.
50 million psychic damage.
9 plus 6 plus. So 9 plus 4. 9 plus 25 points of damage.
25 points of damage.
As
The
2
room-
eye rays.
The room lights up as the rays from this thing come flying down. There's sort of a greenish tinge to them, and you see parts of the creature in front of you sort of sizzle and pop as it sort of moves uncomfortably under the pain of this attack.
What a lovely aberration.
Alrighty. Zelmira, beginning your turn this close to the creature, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I have inspiration. I would like to use that.
Go right ahead.
All
Not
right.
unwise.
I don't know why it keeps rolling me on the friggin'
The friggin'
you,
D&D Beyond, but
Have you connected with Beyond 20?
yeah, I had once upon a time. It's decided I haven't changed anything on my computer, so I don't know. I rolled the same thing twice though, 2 17s.
2 17s, both of those succeed as a stench rolling off of these creatures as they come splashing out of this viscous blood. It is absolutely gut-wrenching, and you feel your eyes water. You feel the hair in the back of your nose sort of just shrivel up in disgust, but you focus and manage to keep yourself from retching. You are not poisoned.
Perfect. I'm gonna try again to do my Fist of Unbroken Air, so hopefully maybe I can push the creature 20 feet away from me.
Okay.
With air.
With air.
With air.
This is a strength check, correct?
Yeah.
Strength saving. All right. I've rolled a 23.
Gosh darn it. What the heck? Well, fine.
Looking at these creatures, they are very muscular. They seem
They're
to be
muscular, but they so
giant,
stinky.
giant corded walking muscle creatures with large sharp teeth mouths.
I love sharp teeth.
Giant corded muscle creatures? What?
All right, well, that's 25 points of damage. It's not too bad.
Not bad at all. You get did you use a key point? You didn't.
No, I don't think so. I don't want to use them all.
All right, so air blasts from you, and you see actually the wounds that this creature has taken from some of these other attacks actually blow open and split as if bits and pieces of its skin are being ripped apart and ripped off of it as you just release this torrent of air towards it, which then passes past it and creates a large furrow in the blood behind it, just creating like Moses parting the literal Red Sea.
Icky.
Silas, before we do anything, roll damage for Oranian again. $14 points of slashing damage. So before when you rolled a 15, I said that was a miss. So as you brought Oranian down, as it passes in front of you, you look down and see that there is another rune that has joined the Tiris rune that was there before. It flashes in your in your eye line, and as it hits, it carves through the flesh of this creature better than you were expecting. For the purpose
take
of this
your
battle,
advice for the next ones as well.
yeah, for the purposes of this battle, keep in mind that Oranian is now a +2 weapon.
I will do that. I will make a note. Is it my turn now?
It is your turn now.
Poggers.
Pardon, Typhon?
Nothing. It's a spell component for, anyway. Poggers. Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to me either, Silas.
Okay, never mind.
I couldn't hear him. I will attack. Between the two of them, they've both taken damage at this point.
Yes.
I'm going to take the one that is farther away from everyone else. Yes, DM?
At the beginning of your turn, now is the time to roll your Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save, yes, okay. That's going to be a 9.
Silas, now that you are in close proximity to these creatures, the scent coming off of them It brings up memories of being consumed by the horrible creature that was inside the crashed flying fortress, and you feel your bile rise in your throat, and it's all you can do to keep from doubling over and retching. You are poisoned until the beginning of your next turn.
Which
Does Silas not get to add his bonus to that roll?
I actually had a +1 to saving throw also. So would a 10 matter?
A 10 would not.
Okay.
I think you do benefit from your own aura.
It didn't calculate it, so then it would have been.
I think it's factored in, isn't it?
It's not. I can.
Doesn't looking at this roll, it doesn't look like it was.
No. So it would have actually been a 14.
A 14 is the meat to beat, in which case you are not poisoned.
It will kill.
Yay!
So now I get to attack.
Now you get to attack.
Okay, I'm going to chop the one that's farther away from
Okay.
everyone else. Trying to keep him. Let's go with the first attack. And that is actually a 21 to hit.
Okay, that is a hit.
Next attack, that's 11 damage, is a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that is going to be another 9. Or is it is the +2 to hit and damage?
Hit and damage, so I factored it in.
So it would actually be a 12 and a 10.
Yep, I factored it in.
Okay.
Anything else for you, Silas?
Pretty sure that's gonna be. Yeah, I'll just stop there. Go.
All right, Rim.
So these creatures are relying on dark vision to see past a certain number of feet. Is that right?
You would have no way of knowing that.
Well, if they are, I will be invisible to them because of Umbral Sight, which is a feature I have never used playing a Gloomstalker. So I'm going to attack, and you tell me if it hits with advantage, and if not, just don't pay attention to it. And that did
Well,
not roll,
the 26 hits.
but I'm gonna crit fish if it counts. Okay, 7 points of damage plus another 3, so 10.
Okay.
And then second attack.
This is on the one that you have Hunter's Mark, right?
Yes, that is correct. Why is
Okay.
it not rolling at advantage? Is it connecting? 16,
16 is a hit.
and that's another 13.
Alrighty.
Gonna keep up the rear.
Both of these creatures now have multiple wounds and blast marks and arrows sticking out of them, and they're just wildly thrashing around in the blood. Anything else for him?
No, I'm done.
All right, Falkron.
Yes. See here. Sorry, friends. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit this guy with a guiding bolt.
Go for it.
To help my friends. All right. So casting that with a 17.
17 hits.
Hey,
As
nice.
Once again, the chamber is illumined by a blast of light that comes from Falkron's staff, lights up this entire chamber. You can see bits and strips of flesh hanging from the walls and the blood that is moving in a rippling fashion due to the battle.
And he will take 14 radiant damage, and the next attack has advantage.
Make a Constitution saving throw at advantage, please. This is going to determine a couple of things.
All right, then. Constitution saving throw at advantage. Con, I do it. That's fine. As the will of a martyr gives me a 20.
A 20. Ooh. They smell horrible, but you've smelled worse. So that 17 stands. The 14 damage goes. And this is the one that is further to the...
just-
that one right there. Got it. All right.
Just below me, yes.
Gotcha. Boop. And now the next attack on it has advantage. Jax.
I will step out, and I don't attack the one that he's just hit with a guiding bolt.
Okay.
As I've already got advantage, I will attack the other one next to Silas.
Just a quick retro. Silas had Warding Bond and took 13 points of damage. Forgot that with Warding Bond, Silas had resistance to all attacks.
Truth.
So it would have been not 13, 12, 6. But Falkrin would have taken
6 damage as well.
Right. So keep that in mind. The 25, of course, hits Jax. Is that a total of 28 points of psychic damage?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks for
And then
that
I will
update, Silas.
slip back in behind and hide again.
All right, roll your stealth.
My minimum's 23, so...
Okay, you're good. All right, that is going to bring us to the creatures. The one that you are attacking, Silas, reaches out with a massive claw and grabs your face and attempts to push you down into the blood. This is a contested athletics check.
B, athletic. B-E, athletic.
He cannot
I'm
beat
gonna-
that no matter...
a 26 is what I rolled.
Yeah, he can't beat that no matter what he rolls. So he pushes...
With the encouragement of Typhon.
He holds on to you and tries to push you down, and you resist, reaches out with his other claw and tries again.
Is again.
Hmm?
I spit in his face as he's doing
Oh, man.
with a natural 20.
All right, natural 20 indeed. 27 cannot beat that as he has both his hands on you, trying to push you down into the water. You resist, and then his head comes down and just clamps down over your face as he tries to bite you.
He tries to bite me.
He tries to bite you. He has rolled a natural 20.
Well, I suppose that beats my 19. Artificial.
So as the claws come down, as the mouth comes down, right on Silas's chest, you all see his head in it, and just a massive bite comes down. You see the armor that Silas is wearing flash with holy power, and it seems to be sort of as the clothing that Silas is wearing rips away. You can see underneath this tabard, you can see his armor is pristine and untouched. You immediately recognize this material, Falcon, being a dwarf. This is adamantine. Breastplate he is wearing.
I was
adamantine.
muted. I was about to say that same thing. You beat me to it.
Sorry. So instead of taking 19 points of piercing damage, you take 11.
Is that from the adamantine? Or
Yes,
from the
he is immune to critical
that's-
hits.
But that's 11, which I'm resistant to all damage.
Yeah, so that reduces to 5, and Falcon, you take 5. That is his turn.
That would have skewered a wild boar.
The other
Not a
creature-
domestic one. They're much plumper.
The other creature attacks once with a claw at Zelmira, hitting AC 21. 14 points of slashing. A claw at Persephone, hitting AC 18. I think that might be a miss.
Yeah. Except I'm going to please allow me.
Please allow me. All right. Be sure you keep close track of these. This is
That's
going to
the
be
first one.
a long day. Yes, I know that everybody's got all full things. Just keep that in mind. Yes, as the claw comes slashing towards you, you recoil from the blow that landed on Zelmira, and as you will see out of the corner of your eye, a blow is coming towards you, and before you can react, your sword just sort of comes up and deflects it. And you hear a child's play in your ear. It then tries to bite you, Zelmira, hitting AC 23.
What if it didn't, though? You know? Okay, but it does. Yeah, I see by your face it does. Okay, yeah, sure. So,
23 hits. Remind me, does please allow me change your AC for good, or is it just for that blow?
I think we're combining characters here.
Yeah.
Oh, Zelmira, I'm so sorry.
It actually changes it to 25, so it misses.
All right. Zelmira, I believe 23 has hit you for 16 points of piercing.
Good grief.
You sort of move yourself out of the way as this if the full brunt of this bite attack had hit you, you would have lost an arm, but as it is, it only grazes your side, but leaves a long, painful scratch going down your entire side. It's going to bring us back to Persephone.
All right. I'm just going to stick to what I do the most damage with. A 14 to hit.
14 does not hit. You
Again.
see a mark on the
11,
skin.
come on.
Both of those hits. You hear a voice in your head, really? Am I going to be doing all the work?
Well, I thought you were,
Shade.
but apparently you're not.
Gotta get those flourishes in there.
Well, I know,
Where's
but
the
if
Ponzi
I
hat?
do a flourish, I can't do
She's
needle.
conserving.
And needle
She's conserving.
will often do more damage than my flourish.
16 is a hit. 8 points of magical damage.
Did needle freaking hit? Oh my god.
Yep. Anything else, Persephone?
No.
All right. Persephone. At the beginning of your turn, I need a Constitution saving throw, and then we might, depending on how that goes, we might have to do. Well, never mind. You missed on 2 of them. You have saved. The stench coming off of these creatures is immense, and it nearly causes you to cough up the rat kebab that you ate earlier today. But you are not poisoned, and that means that everybody has saved.
Thankfully, we've all been journeying with Jax for some time, so stench is well.
Typhon.
Okay. I will reach out and send forth a chill touch, since saving throws have not been the greatest thing, towards the one that I can see obviously in front of me.
Got it.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
That is a hit.
For a lovely 16 points of necrotic
16
damage.
points of necrotic damage. Duly noted.
And then Peep. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Is going to make a pair of attacks with the eyeball.
Both
for
of them hit.
this thing again. Oh, that's not so good. So 18 points of damage.
All right. As the beams hit this creature, you can see a large trough of smoking flesh just sort of slough off from its underbelly as it roars in pain.
As a note, I don't think the flourishes use a bonus action, right? You just proc them on attack.
Yeah, you don't use
What?
You can flourish without using your bonus action.
I guess I thought since it spent Bardic that it was a bonus.
Yeah, it does. It's not a bonus.
It just
Well,
you just
then
add
I'll
it
use
on.
the
So there you go.
Zelmira.
Yee. All right. As cute as this little beholder is, I'm going to try to hit it with my feet.
The beholder's our friend.
Don't do the
What?
beholder.
I thought the beholder was a meanie bobini.
No, he's Peter's
Python's
peep.
thingy.
It's my tentacle friend.
I'm still gonna hit it with my feet. Okay, listen, my flight got canceled last minute. I have been in 2 different places rebooking flights. I'm very sorry. I won't hit our friend with my feet. I'll hit something
Okay.
else with my feet.
It's far too high in the air at any rate.
Hit the big frog man.
Okay, I'll hit the big frogman who's poisoned.
It's not a frogman, it's a
stinky
corded
smell.
muscle beast.
I will hit the corded muscle beast, whose smell does not affect me because I am
he's our
immune
friend,
to such
Liz.
nonsense. Wait, what? No!
You're such a troll.
You can't order that, Tess.
I don't get it.
She's just teasing you.
No,
I'm
he,
teasing. Obviously, he sucks.
Hit the corded meat bag.
Okay.
You made your saving throw, which means you no longer have to make any saving throws. But as ZC pointed out, as a 11th level monk, you are immune to poison.
Yeah, get out of here. Poisson. friggin' guy.
So, what's your attack?
I'm an unarmed strike it.
Go for it.
Okay, yeah, nothing is connected anymore to roll 20, so...
I was having trouble as well. I understand.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to click the little red icon, and if you click refresh, it'll reconnect or whatever. But if
Oh, I don't even see a red icon.
oh wow,
Yeah, it's
We can
bad
do
news
it. We can
bears.
do it with words.
we can do it with words.
So I okay. So how do I figure out? Sorry, it has been so long since I've actually had to like use a sheet for anything. So how do I determine whether or not I hit it?
You roll a d20 and add your attack modifier
Okay,
for
so
your
15.
15 does not
to
hit.
Beans. Okay, well I can
You
try
haven't-
again, right? With flurry of
And
blows.
no, you have another attack as an 11th level monk.
Beans.
Oh boy.
It's 11.
11 also does not hit, but now you can use a key point to do flurry of blows. Give me another 2 hits.
Nifty. It is not my night, you guys.
No, you got it. You got it.
Okay. Okay. Beep boop bop. Oh my gosh. 13. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
13 also doesn't hit as you just.
What? No way. Oh my god. I'm gonna
One more.
scream.
Yep.
9.
Wow.
This is like
Wow.
you are paying for the like 20 crits that Jade had.
As, as it's,
Jade, I was happy
roaring
for you
there.
then, but I resent you now.
as he's
Someone
roaring
cast silvery barbs on Liz.
in pain as the blows from the beholder creature tear into it. You hit it in the ribs, no effect. You hit it in the other ribs, no effect. You try to knee it in the groin, it has no genitals. You try to headbutt it in the face, and
Joke's
you
on
miss
you, no
completely.
genitals.
You miss completely.
Joke's on you, no face.
That's why they're so angry.
That is why,
Beans.
exactly why.
Well,
That's gonna
that
bring
was a
us to
great turn.
Silas.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zelmira.
Right.
Flurry of
So I'm going to
nodes.
continue
Okay.
attacking the one that is farther away from everyone else that's
Got it.
isolated
Flurry
over the
of
blood.
nose.
I'm going to take an attack action,
Love you, Liz.
which is rolling a 26 to hit DM.
That is a hit.
That's going to be 15 points of
15.
damage.
Got it.
And then I'm going to attack it again for a 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that's going to be 11 points of damage.
11
Hacking away
points
at
of
this thing.
damage. You see big gobs of demonic ichor sort of falling off of it and into the blood. And as it hits the blood, it sizzles. It's as if the two substances, even the substance of hell and the ichor of the demon, they seem to be at war, just like their counterparts.
Oh, did I need a con save?
No, you saved and you are good.
Okay.
Rim.
And,
Oh, so sorry. Bonus action.
no, I was just going to say I'm going to hold my position as a bulwark against everything else getting to my friends.
You're righty.
Standing right there, sizzled on, like a hibachi.
Like a hibachi. Rim, it is your turn.
Double shots, 27 and a 19 to hit,
Both of those hit.
and that'll be a total of 23 damage.
You see one of the arrows go into the eye of this creature as it slumps down to one knee.
And I will call out to Falgren, finish it, Falgren. And that's the end of my turn.
All right, Falgren.
Brilliant. I imagine this is the one with the hunter's mark on it, Eve.
Yes.
Keep joking.
Somebody at some point probably used up the guiding bolt.
I was like, I don't think anyone ever got that advantage, maybe.
But nobody.
But no one ever was. Yeah.
I guess it was probably Persephone who would have used it. Let's go back in time here. Persephone, roll an attack for me.
Says you want to roll an attack? Oh, sorry. She's away from the computer at the moment.
All right, I will roll an attack for her. We'll just forget it. Go ahead, Falcon.
That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and try to.
You use your guiding bolt.
I will.
If you want.
Can I use it with my Toll the Dead though?
You cannot.
Yeah, no, I cannot. All right then. Let me go ahead and why the hell not? I'll step in close around my friends, and I shall draw Quietus. And swinging with a mighty swung. I'll roll twice. With a 20 to hit.
20 is a hit.
Lovely.
So if you move to there?
Yeah, we'll say there. I was probably gonna put myself between Persephone and Silas. Put myself right there.
That'll work too.
Potato. So that is slashing 10 damage, and then because I hit, I'm gonna go ahead and use, because I almost never get to do it, my Divine Strike.
You're not using a shield though, are you?
What's that?
You're not using a shield, are you?
He did say he had it out.
Yeah.
I didn't think you actually used the shield.
What? I always have it with me.
Oh.
In my heart.
She's got the shield feet, so she should.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. So shields in the hand. Appreciate the attempted assist, and then I believe it's an extra D8. For
Let's rolled it already. You got a 7.
Did it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there it is. The Divine Smite there in the end.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay,
a total of 17. Quietus glows with holy power, and Falkren, how do you slay this demon?
Oh, lovely.
Woo!
So as Silas sort of braces him between the two to kind of form the bulwark between these two creatures and his friends, I'm going to go ahead and sort of like put so I kind of run up his backside, and as I do that, I get just a little tiny pocket of air on that, and I bring Quietus through the eye that doesn't have the arrow in it, as this creature is kneeling. As I stick it into the eye and the creature like falls forward, I use the momentum of the fall to then hit the ground and then roll away from it, drawing Quietus back out of the eye, and then doing a quick little clean off of the blade as the blood smacks against the wet red wall.
All right, as you leap up and throw the blood off, the creature lies there and then just explodes in a font of demonic ichor. I'm going to need Constitution saving throws from everyone who's standing nearby.
Dexterity, right?
Yeah, dexterity. Sorry, not Constitution, dexterity. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
And that's a +4.
Persephone, you saved with a 20.
4.
24, indeed. Falkren, you have saved with a 20. Zelmira, you've saved with a 20. And
Keep it going.
Silas has a total of
14.
Wait, it looks like I saved with a 16. Does that still save?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Because I have a +1 saving throws from Falkren's Ward of Bonding, and then
That's
+4
right.
from myself. 14.
You have
I
succeeded.
saw you questioning my math.
Hey, math is hard.
I don't remember. I'm glad that you did. That was great.
Yeah.
That's the kind of behavior
you,
we would
Falkren.
look for in D&D. As that one goes down, slain. That's the end of Falkren's turn. Bring us to Jax.
I will pop out and shooty shoot at the other one. 28.
That's a hit.
For 39 damage.
Another blast of energy strikes this creature's face, and just an entire side of its skull just cracks and begins to hang off the side of its face as it screams in agony and rage.
I will slip back into the shadows. Shade away.
Righty. Shade away. For a 31, everyone loses sight of Jax. This creature, wobbling, reaches out to steady itself and grabs hold of you, Silas, as it tries to make a claw attack. Hitting AC 10. Gonna be a miss. AC 26. 9 points of slashing. Having found you, it leans down on you and just sort of rolls its mouth over and tries to rip off your arm with it.
It's 4 points to both me and Falkren.
Hitting AC 19.
The last one.
AC
I still have Ward
19.
of Bonding. You told me the damage it took was 9 points of damage, but it's actually resistant to all damage. It's 4 points of damage, and Falkren takes 4 points of damage.
Yes,
that was the
absolutely.
last hit. This hit is 19,
This hit-
which doesn't hit.
Which does hit?
Yes, 19.
Okay.
I have an 18 naturally plus 1 AC. So 19, beat to beat.
17 points of piercing.
8 points of piercing. And
Correct.
8 to Falkren.
Alrighty. And that's going to bring us to Persephone.
All right. How is it looking, Sean?
It's you can't. Any other creature would be dead.
Interesting.
It's got
And
part of its face and its jaw is just hanging down as it's just sort of like part of its jaw is like sawing away at Silas's arm, but it's barely standing. It looks like it's actually in the process of keeling over and dying, but it's determined to take Silas with it.
And I can move to here, right?
Show me where. Yeah, you can.
It's not the water. Yeah.
That right there is the blood.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to get the blood.
If you move, and you cannot, that spot that you clicked on right there is actually considered part of the creature's space, and you cannot move into it.
Oh, okay. But
You
this
could
is
move.
not
You
blood.
could move there. Yeah, you're good there.
Got it.
There you go.
Right. Since he's almost dead, I'm just going to do the boring thing. 21 to hit.
21 is a hit.
13
Persephone.
damage. Yeah,
Probably feels good to hit things.
it does. I'll describe it.
Do non-lethal so it doesn't explode.
Describe it to me.
So when I swing I thrust my blade, and then there's resistance, and it's quite satisfying. But Zelmira might never know.
Ooh,
Like,
I might never know. We'll find out soon, but I'm feeling like I'm not gonna know tonight.
The thrust goes straight up underneath sort of the detached jaw, sort of where the neck would meet it. And you can kind of actually see it come out the eye a little bit. She yanks it back out. He falls to the ground.
As he does a huge.
And I run away from the ichor.
A huge blast of ichor just comes out as if it's under pressure, just sprays out, and it hits everybody within 10 feet, which is going to be just you and Silas. Constitution, dexterity saving throws, please, and don't forget to
It
add
explodes like allergies in the spring.
Don't. She's gonna
right
fail
now.
that saving throw.
Or my allergies now.
No, I'll fail.
30.
Well, I don't know. I got a 14.
14, that saves. Both of you roll out of the way as this creature expires, and neither one of you get overly coated in demonic ichor. And with that, the bubbling corpses of these demons begin to fester and sizzle and stink even more than they already were. And combat
What was the corpse
is
that they
over.
were chewing on?
Yeah, I was
Sean?
going to say, I am intrigued by the corpse. Is there any way we can...
More importantly, I go and loot these gems that are up here and down here.
Okay, I start attacking the beholder.
That's actually snot from the last allergy raid.
Damn it.
Okay. So, first things first. Rim, make a perception check, looking out into the.
Can I aid Rim in that perception check or nay?
That's a dirty 20.
Rim, looking out, it appears to be a bearded devil. Half eaten. Looks like one of its arms is missing. The other one is clutching a glaive. With a 20, this glaive does not resemble the glaives that you've seen other bearded devils wield. The other ones all appear to be of a type, as if they were all forged in the same place at the same time and delivered en masse to a great number of bearded devils. This one appears to be unique.
Can I investigate to see if there are any markings of significance?
Sure, do you go out and get it?
It's not in the blood, is it?
It is.
Oh.
Yeah, that bad boy's
Anybody
floating.
want to mage hand that bad boy out of the blood? I will bring to the attention of the party the
Can
fact
I
that
thorn
it is
whip it out?
a characteristic.
Can the imp bring it? I imagine sending it in the
All
blood
of
would-
these are
Holder?
potentially possible.
Actually, I bet is demonicker, right?
The blood that is in here does not
Or
seem
is
to
it-
resemble
it's
demonicker.
Well, yeah. Let's have the. But the
It's just
the
demon
Hezrus
imp.
were demons that were sort of just hanging around in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. Doesn't have. Okay, I will send the imp in to try and grab the thing that we want. Then.
All right. Imp flies in, reaches down, picks up the glaive, and let's see. I think a glaive is probably about 4 or 5 pounds. I think that should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so. Imp has a strength of 6, so it's weak, but not like.
Just want to double check here. I know a trident, but yeah, weighs 6 pounds. So yeah, it is a little bit of a struggle for the imp, but it is capable of lifting 6 pounds. So it reaches down into the blood and pulls out of the hand that is clutched around it, that then releases and falls back into the blood, brings this glaive over and drops it on the ground in front of you and sort of goes, "Master."
That one's different, Typhon. I haven't seen them wield something like this before.
We should look at it later. I'm
Agreed.
sure the only one of us who would wield a glaive is Silas, but his weapon seems far superior to this, and I doubt he would want to wield it anyway. So we should move on, and quickly. We have spells bolstering us that we do not want to waste by tarrying. So go.
Off we
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah.
Looking at this map, you might think, oh, there's an obvious exit on the other side. There is, in fact, not. This is a dead end.
All right.
Well,
So here's where you are right now. Having come to a dead end and had this battle and recovered this item.
So we
Are
hustle
you-
back and go down the small tube here.
Sure.
This one
Yeah, I
there?
will
Yep.
leave Typhon to navigate for us. Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, zoop, bloop. You come out the other side here to there, and I believe, my friends, as you come to the edge of this other pit that goes down, and again will not allow you to take the flying carpet, and is also fairly steep. It will require a little bit of maneuvering to get down, some sort of climbing check, perhaps a rope. But as you're
I will
contemplating this, we will end our session for this evening. And with that, my friends, thank you all for watching and joining us.